Hi, everyone. I am sorry that I am not there with you today. You should have a guest teacher there for you today to help you with two assignments. So I'm going to go over the directions here on Google Classroom and then also give you um, a read aloud of the second assignment. So first, um, is a slideshow with notes like you're used to doing. This one's a little bit tougher because I didn't underline the specific words that you have to copy, but the slides are shorter. So you have to read the slide and then read the notes document and decide what it's asking you to write down. So that is right down here in Google Slides. It looks like, oops, done this. If you have the internet, you are probably watching this video or completing these slides on your computer. If you don't have the internet, there is a paper copy in the classroom. Please don't write on it because it's a class set. These are the notes that you'll be answering. You need to do this on the paper in class. However, if you must type it, you need to let me know or share it with me by making a copy here. And if you're absent, you can most certainly complete them by making a copy of this document. Google Classroom. So number one, that is the BGC or biogeochemical slides, cycles, notes, and document. Number two, there is a text called the carbon cycle, and there are some questions that go with it. So I know reading is not everyone's favorite thing, so sometimes it's easier or better to listen to it as well. So here is the carbon cycle text. You'll see this in the classroom on paper, and there's a copy for each person. So here we go. Here's your first paragraph. There are many elements that comprise the earth, such as hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. However, when it comes to essential elements, carbon is often viewed as a crucial element to life. This is because all living organisms on Earth are carbon based. This means that they rely on carbon to exist. So, in summary, that first paragraph is telling you that all living things are made, their main ingredient is carbon. And here is our second paragraph next to the picture. Carbon is an element, which means it cannot be broken down into something simpler. As a result, the amount of carbon on Earth is fixed. It does not change. Because the Earth is always moving and changing, carbon is on the move as well, transferring from plants to animals to the ground and back to the atmosphere. This process is called the carbon cycle. So, here the second paragraph tells you the definition of the word fixed, which means it does not change. So, what I want you to think about is the law of conservation of matter that we practiced all at the beginning of the year. This is what it means in terms of the world that we live in, not just in small experiments and counting atoms or getting mass before and after an experiment. The amount of elements that we depend on for life also follow that same law of conservation of matter. So that's why we call it a cycle. So let's read here our paragraph. How does this cycle work? Well, carbon combines with oxygen in the atmosphere to form carbon dioxide. This gas is taken in by plants to make food during photosynthesis. The carbon from carbon dioxide becomes part of the plant, while the oxygen is released into the atmosphere and inhaled by animals. Animals actually release carbon dioxide when they exhale, and this carbon dioxide enters the atmosphere and where it can be used again by plants. Where do the animals get this carbon dioxide? From carbon they take in from eating food such as plants. This cycle continues and continues, constantly moving the supply of carbon around the earth. So, this paragraph is explaining to us that carbon has a cycle like water has a cycle, in which carbon, like water, would move throughout a cycle or a circular kind of process in and out of the atmosphere, in and out of animals and plants. Okay. And the last paragraph here. Now, not all plants are eaten. When they die and decompose, the plants and carbon enter the ground. This carbon is eventually buried and can be turned into material such as rock or fossil fuels, such as coal and oil. When these fossil fuels are burned, they release carbon quickly into the atmosphere as well. In the past, the amount of carbon in the cycle was a lot less than it is now due to the varying rate of how objects decompose. However, as people use fossil fuels, more carbon enters the atmosphere. As a result, some scientists believe we have up to 30% more carbon in the atmosphere than we did in the mid 1800s. This is why some scientists believe that carbon, in particular carbon dioxide, contributes to global warming. So that is the text that is in class today, and then the questions that go with it are right below your copy of it. And you can see that there are 6 questions. They go in order of the paragraphs. So, question 1 is paragraph 1, 2 and 3 are paragraph 2. 4, it tells you paragraph 3, okay, and then 5 and 6 are your end paragraph. So as stated in the directions here, and on the board in class, we're gonna turn these items in, at the end of class so that I can evaluate how much you were able to use your class time to get these things finished. I'm sure that some of you will get finished, and if you do, please, be respectful to the guest teacher and to other students in the class, and just, work on some other classwork, read or draw would be best. There's also some word searches and crossword puzzles up in the front of the room on the bulletin board. Thank you again for being respectful to the guest teacher today. I hope to be back tomorrow.